Jason Kenney ignores the media and the NDP ignore their own recent past. Today I'll show you the video that's got the NDP in fits of hysteria. And then I'll tell you why they're a bunch of hypocrites. This person here is Kyle Glennie. Now, Glennie works as the head researcher for the NDP, and it's his job to dig up scandals on the opposition. I don't know him. I don't really care about him. I know he's just doing his job. It's nothing personal. But I think he's a little bit hard of remembering, and I'll get to that point in a second. First, let's talk about his little Twitter video. If you were to believe the NDP, this video I'm going to show you is visual evidence of an absolute attack on democracy and the free press by United Conservative Party leader Jason Kenney. Friends, are you ready? Are you sitting down? Is the fainting couch nearby? Just watch this. What you just saw there is Jason Kenney walking up the steps of the legislature foyer at 1:47 in the afternoon so that he can be in his seat by 1:50. So he sort of ignored the gaggle of reporters who were crowding all around him, and he kept walking because he literally didn't have time to talk to them. But Glennie tweeted this video out saying, "I've never seen anything like this." Then Glennie needs to watch a little more news. Although I do think it's slightly humorous that the NDP are already acting like they are in opposition and not the government. The NDP are upset, you see. They want the media to hold the opposition to account on behalf of the government. And sadly, it looks like the fawning media seem to agree with that strange position. But besides brushing up on a little more news, Glennie needs to brush up on the history of his very own NDP party. And I don't mean long ago history. I mean recent history, like 3 years ago recent history. Media access, it's not the hill the NDP should choose to die on. I've experienced this firsthand, and in a far worse manner than just the exorbitant, overinflated bills they give me, in sometimes the thousands of dollars to get access to government documents I legally should have access to. Did you know it cost us nearly $4,000 to get access to the documents that showed Rachel Notley's bungling caused all the water bomber contracts to be canceled just a few short days before the Fort McMurray wildfire broke out? Thankfully, our generous viewers like you helped us crowdfund to cover the cost to get access to those very damning documents. Yeah, that was bad, but the NDP's attacks on press access go much deeper, and they are more authoritarian than that. I want to show you this video from 3 years ago. I was trying to attend a press conference at the Alberta legislature like I had a dozen or so times before then. Justin Trudeau was in town that day, so I thought it was important for me to go. But this is how it went for me instead.
Come in? What? Sorry, why is that?
Yeah, that's right. Rachel Notley used an armed sheriff to throw me out of the legislature because I was just trying to do something I had done a dozen times before. I was going to attend a press conference in the free and liberal democracy where I live. But that's not where the totalitarian chicaneries from Notley end. Oh no, after Notley unceremoniously tossed me from the legislature for just trying to set up my camera and do my job, the Alberta government sent us an official letter signed by a Justice Department lawyer saying that all rebel journalists and even anyone remotely connected to us was now officially banned from everything forever. But wait, it gets even worse. Because of the international embarrassment and outcry caused by Notley's banning of our independent journalists in what's supposed to be a free society, Notley was forced to hold an inquiry into her own actions that day. Even though that inquiry was stacked with NDP-friendly individuals and journalists who actively still advocate for my ban, that slanted inquiry could not polish the unconstitutional turd of what Notley had done that day. She was forced to admit her mistake in banning me and then had to allow me free run of the legislature, just like every other journalist. Just a side note here, the NDP then rewarded the head of that slanted inquiry, Heather Boyd, with a plum patronage job at the Alberta Parliamentary Affairs Bureau, because that's not sleazy and underhanded or anything. So yeah, Jason Kenney didn't answer some questions from some journalists as he rushed up the stairs to work inside the legislature. I suppose it's probably slightly annoying for those journalists, but yeah, maybe the NDP should just sit this one out. For the Rebel.media, I'm Sheila Gunn Reid. Silicon Valley and big tech love to censor conservative voices, but we've worked our own way around this. We have our own Rebel Media mobile app. It's available on the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store. Download it, give it a try, and help us fight back against big tech censorship.